Welcome back to Life at the Outpost. Magic rounds just concluded, and a bit of magic for the Cowboys coming away with a win finally, breaking that 4 or 5 game losing streak. I think it might have been a 5 game losing streak,
Five
wasn't
game.
it? Albeit against the Rabbitohs, who aren't doing the greatest at the moment, but win's a win. We'll take it at the moment, I think. How do you feel about that game?
What do we always talk about?
Yeah.
Defense.
Yep.
Look, the attack, again, we've never had an issue. There's never an issue. There's never a doubt. We will score points. Defense still pretty bad on the goal line. I thought our midfield defense, when we actually kept them to their line a bit, to their half, I thought we actually kept their meterage down. We did pretty well in that sort of regard. Our line speed was pretty good. Wasn't that many offsides until the end of the game. But I thought we did pretty well towards in the midfield there. But whenever they were in our half, oh man, it was stressful. You could really see that they had a lot of issues still with their own attack. The bunnies, that is.
Yeah.
So we did keep them down. We defended sets, which was good, but there was still just quite a little bit of hole management that we just didn't quite nail on scramble.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, as always. I mean, I think there was one try there. Cody went himself. He put a kick in for Troll, maybe. Troll got a try off it or something like that anyway. But Cody, I know, went himself for one. And just massive. All it did was a quick inside step. And I think it was Nanai. Might have missed it. He just overran it a bit and Walker straight in. So, yeah, I don't know. It's albeit probably a little bit better in terms of what we've seen showings lately. But, yeah, still not great, man. Titans game prior as well, horrible until toward the end of the game. Errors in defense, not holding the ball. I'm seeing a few people.
The Titans one was a little bit different though. Sorry,
yeah.
There was the Titans one was definitely a lot more of our own personal errors.
Yeah,
where we just
exactly right.
Couldn't hold the ball.
Yeah.
I think Cotter dropped like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he's been a bit bad for it lately. It's not always from offloads either. It's just loose carries and stuff.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I know this week anyway against the Rabbitohs, I noticed a lot of offloads or attempted offloads and stuff, which is good to see when they're on. You can get a few, but there's only a certain few players, I think, that have been consistent or can be trusted with them. You know what I mean? McKaylee obviously being one of the big ones. McIntyre, I think, does all right as well.
Yeah, he's good.
He does all right as well with them. But, yeah, there's just a few that they're just trying to push it, I think. They're just maybe panicking a bit and trying that flashy attack, trying to keep it going when sometimes it's probably just best to hold it and then get to your kick.
It almost feels like maybe there's a little bit of pressure at the moment. And don't get me wrong, there's been a few losses. So it's been like, shit, maybe we need to pull our socks up a bit. But at the same time, like, probably need to just slow it down, be a bit more free-flowing, you know?
In the wrong way. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, adding to the attack again, it's not what's needed. It's the defense that needs to be focused on and just ball control,
100%.
Handling errors and stuff like that. A couple silly penalties here and there, helping teams back up the field or taking pressure off. Which, like you said, once the Bunnies were down in their 20 or whatever, we were all over them from the start of the game. I think we put two tries on, like pretty fucking easy, honestly. But yeah, just sort of after that. Once the Bunnies were managed back up to the other side from penalties or errors or stuff like that, they were allowed to get back up from us or something like that. It just sort of fell apart again. Like you said, Walker, I think Walker were going in for that try, and I think another one went off a kick of his. There's a couple. I think one went out to AJ out on the wing that no one was ever stopping there. There's just a bit of sliding defense where someone, I think, probably bought a dummy or ran into a
it was always going to be a bit of like left edge versus right edge sort of thing. Yeah, like it was always going to be that issue.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about it before the game.
Yeah.
A lot of us, and we were all sort of on board. We're like, yeah, there's going to be a bit of left edge issue going on here for sure. But
yeah.
And it proved true at least.
Yeah.
It did prove true at least.
Yep.
Both teams' left edges were exposed a little bit,
Mm.
but also both left edges also put on a bit bit of
Definitely.
attacking flair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burns did come up with 2.
Yep.
So on the positive side, Burns for his debut came up with a double against his old club.
Yep.
Good for Burns, especially probably for the confidence, 100%.
Yeah.
So very glad to see that. Unlucky that Felty was injured, but I still reckon Burns was always the one that we kind of wanted to have in for this game, no matter what. I think this was the perfect game to even inject him in the first place, really.
Very useful, very handy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, moving on to the positives though, like you're saying, Burns had a great game picking up a double in that one there.
Did in defence.
Yep. Valea, first try scorer, getting his first one with us as well. That was great effort by him. He had a couple there. I think he nearly got away with another one straight up the guts in the same fashion or whatever. But yeah,
I think the one thing I don't like is that he seems to. I don't think it's that he's scared to pass the ball. I think it's more so that he's just not confident.
Yeah,
he's not confident in his ability to actually pass the ball.
Quick
when
tip on
like,
or something.
Yeah, like a quick tip on, or even like when he's close to contacting the enemy team.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem to want to let the ball go.
Yeah.
Which is fair, but it's definitely a confidence issue, and that's probably somewhere where a center needs to be pretty confident in. So
yeah,
hopefully we can see that improve a little bit. But
that good. That
regardless.
being said, it's only probably his 3rd week in the position there. So hopefully moving forward, couple more weeks. I mean, Chester shouldn't be too far from coming back, but whether he even gets put back in that position with Origin coming up, I don't know. Hopefully he can pick up a bit more now as well, and just continue to get that little bit of confidence in his position and that. And like you said, letting that ball go, bit of ball handling and passing and whatnot.
Yeah,
because that's where we've seen, both Muzz and Felt on those wings with stuff like that, quick tip-ons or something like that's just opened up space for him or allowed him to hit a bit of space and go in for tries on the sideline there.
Muzz had a cracker on defense as well. When he came back
did. Coming back, we've missed him a bit, I think. Sometimes when he's carrying an injury or whatever, a little bit slow in attack. Not on his best on some days, but yeah, defensive wise, we missed him a lot. He put in a great effort, I think.
Agreed.
Did and always, all heart. There were so many cover tackles there where, it was him on something. It was just him and someone else.
Man of the match for sure.
If he missed them, if he missed the tackle, then it would have been, they would have been away for all money. But just hitting and sticking, rapping and giving it his all, holding it up. I think he troubled Walker a little bit there, like we were saying, Walker with his stepping and that and trying to dink kicks away and whatnot. Be a bit stylish. Tommy was really good. He was really good there.
He was sort of just involved in everything, really. He really just wanted to get the win.
Yeah, as always, just all over everything.
Very gritty.
Exactly right, man. There wasn't sort of a whole lot crazy to talk about in that game. There were a few. I think there was a couple sin bins there, wasn't there? I think who went off for 10 toward the end of the game, and then on the Rabbitohs side, and then Tommy.
Was it Cody?
Professional.
It was a professional.
Someone
foul.
had it. Yeah, it was a professional foul from someone. But then we saw not long after, it was only a couple of minutes left in the game, which I think it was quite lucky. We ended up holding on to the win there. Tommy was tackling. It was Memozelis or something. He was in a tackle with and standing back up. Memozelis had a hold of him, and all it took was because of the situation. I think there was a couple of minutes to go. And also they were a man down. All it took was him to hold on to Tommy and then complain.
Tapia.
Ah, yes, yep.
Or Tuapua, maybe?
Tapoa, yeah.
Tapoa, yeah, that's
right.
Actually, then Tommy got binned in the 79th minute. Yeah,
exactly right. I think it was more a situational thing in Dearden's
that
case.
Last second sort of thing.
Where it was just a bit unlucky. Like a penalty maybe, if anything, but we're glad it went that way because we ended up coming away with the win. But he just being held onto and then playing for the penalty and the ref just letting him. Rabbitohs...
Val missing a few kicks, actually, as well, this game.
Yeah, he did. He missed 2, didn't he? We got that penalty try, which from the side, he missed that
he
one
missed
kick.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, which was all good. We made it up with the second one, thank fuck, from right in front. But again, kicking probably a little bit better, I would have to say. But still not to his best.
It was kind of funny because, we were talking about it the day prior.
Yeah.
And I think he posted. I think it was the story you posted of Val practicing.
Yeah, we went and watched them. They had a bit of an open training session down at the their training ground there in the morning. Sat at the cafe and watched him, and that was what Val was doing. He was off on the right practicing kicks, and it was 3 for 3 when I saw it, and thought, oh, that's all right. At least he's he's been practicing, but I think it was that first try must have been on the right.
Yeah, first one missed it.
Missed it, bugger. But improving at least, which is with good positive signs moving forward for the boys. I don't think there's a whole lot more to talk about from this game, was there? Really?
No, I think this was always. I mean, I feel like this was a pretty high percentage win.
Yeah.
High percent chance of a win this one.
Yeah.
Bunnies just
alarm bells if we didn't.
Yeah, but bunnies are just in all sorts at the moment. Drinky defense probably still needs to be spoken about.
I think
I guess.
so. Yeah. Yep.
That's probably the only other thing I can think of is that even with the bunnies scoring, I think 3 or 4 tries this game, 4 tries.
Yeah.
They scored 4 times, and I don't think a single one of them Drinkwater was there.
Yeah, or he wasn't there at the time.
It wasn't in there to back it up or help defend it. Which, kind of the fullback's job.
Yeah,
that's part of their defensive job, especially on scramble defense. Anyway, they're the one that's got to be there, ready to go, and just wasn't involved. Whether he got it's just a defensive issue, defensive choice. To be out somewhere else.
You'd have to think it would have to be at this point with the way how constant it is, and considering defense is a major issue for them at the moment. A little bit like Ponga, where Ponga would go in and get bumped or whatever. But even if you get bumped, as long as you're there,
as long as you're there trying, you just need someone else
to
back you.
Yeah, you've got a body there, and that's it. Your other 2 beside you can get in and finish it, or try and get under the ball when they're going for a try. Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, something they need to work out. I think they've obviously changed how their defensive structure is and that with that sort of thing. But yeah, you're right. Again, sort of just not there like you would expect a fullback to be. I think anyway.
I think overall, we did show that we still have it in us to actually attack. Next week's going to be a bit of a challenge
against the Tigers. Yeah.
Yep. It will be a bit of a challenge, despite despite Tigers memes and whatnot. But they're going to have a couple out. But I still think that having Appy around and having
young Galvin's been good, and
Galvin as well,
back,
and
fullback.
Buller.
Yep.
They still have threats.
Yeah,
they still have threats, and if there's one thing that they can do is that they can put tries on from the try line, especially, and that's where we're weakest, our scramble. So, wouldn't show this. It could be a week for any time try scorer Alex Twile, but it could be.
We nearly saw him go over this week.
He did nearly get over this week. So, I think it's one of those things where we just need to for this game. We just need to make sure that they can keep them as close to their end as possible, because I think that their potency comes from being good against scramble defense.
Yeah, yep. Try and pin them down there and not allow them back
Focus
up in our end.
Focus hard on field position for sure.
Yep.
Hopefully Chatty's doing a bit of research on that and does that.
Yep. It's like you said. I think it might be a close one in my opinion. It is at home, so I've got no doubt we can come away with the win on this one. I've said that every week, but I do believe it.
Tigers are statistically good up here, though.
Yeah, I've got no doubt we can come away with the win. They are a bit of a bogey team. You're right. Take last year out of the equation, they are a bit of a bogey team, especially up here.
They just seem to get really close up here all the time.
Yeah. I think just from the amount of errors and stuff they've got, I don't know if they're turning it around, because they're in the same boat as us at the moment in terms of errors, just silly stuff.
I'd probably argue that they're doing worse on errors.
Yeah, just silly stuff they shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? And they know that's the case as well. So
just lack of rule knowledge, really. Some of it.
You don't want to be relying on that as well. You want to be better than relying on making momentum from the other team's errors. But yeah, I think we can come out with the win on this one.
Yeah.
Alrighty, good stuff. There hasn't been. We haven't had team lists yet. We're doing it a bit earlier this week, so we'll wait and see who's named and who's back and whatnot. But if we field the same team we did this week, in Magic Round rather, I think I've got confidence the boys can do it. It'd be good to see Burns play again too, in my opinion. If he does, just give him a little bit more game time and see how he goes.
That said, I don't think there's been a single game in the last maybe last 4 games against the Tigers where Kyle Felt hasn't scored against them.
Yeah, yep.
So the last time Kyle Felt has played against the Tigers, I believe he scored 4 games in a row.
Ooh, very nice. So maybe we are hoping for a bit of a return.
So whether Felty's there or whether Burns is there, I think
Or Burns.
that edge is looking good.
Yeah, can fill in again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very nice, very nice. Radio. As always, if you have anything you want to mention or want us to talk about on the potty in the following week, we've got our regular listener Mitch sending in things every now and then. I haven't been reading them on time, unfortunately, Mitcho. Sorry. So let me check this week after this one. Definitely send something in, and we'll bring it up. But yeah, the Life at the Outpost podcast on all streaming platforms, all media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot. Give us a follow and a like, and we will see you next time. Go Cows.
Up the Cows.